Welcome to the Winning Edge Investments Podcast. Winning Edge Investments provides industry-leading horse racing and sports betting tips, ratings and education, enabling you to invest intelligently and treat your betting like a business. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com to learn more about how you can start to supercharge your betting bank immediately. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.
It's a massive day of racing tomorrow. We've got 5 Group 1s at Rose Hill. We've got another one down at Caulfield, but we've got races all over the place, as you can imagine. So to delve into this for potential investment opportunities, Dean Evans is going to join us right now, and you can find him at Dean Trial Spy on social media, and he's joining us thanks to Winning Edge Investments tips and ratings for racing and sports. Dean, how are you, mate? Welcome to Arvo's.
Good afternoon, Adam. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Good. Interested in this Golden Slipper meeting tomorrow. So the world's richest 2-year-old race. It's as open as the Sydney Heads. Can you make sense of it for us, please?
It certainly is, yeah. A big $5 million race, but it's just been an interesting turn of events where pretty much all of the favoured runners got drawn the wide outside barriers. So it's really sort of thrown a spanner in the works. And the statistic a lot of people don't know is of the last 22 Golden Slippers, 19 of the winners were on the rails before the turn. So, despite you have these huge sort of 16-horse fields, you actually pretty much always need to be on the fence in the run in this race if you want to be winning it. And half the battle is trying to find the horses who are going to find the fence, particularly in a race where they've all drawn wide. But to me, the best horse in the race is Closer to Free. Won a trial before this prep, beat a couple of listed winners in its first ever trial, which sort of put the writing on the wall of how good this horse was, and it won a Group 3 on debut, and then led and ran second at Caulfield. What's turning off a lot of people is it's drawn barrier 17, but my database, it actually calculates the early speeds of horses over the first 400 kilometres an hour. It actually thinks that Closer Free can get across to the lead and sit on the fence without too much trouble. It's just a lot quicker than most of these horses early. So I think it can find the fence and lead and be really hard to beat. I think the dangers are probably War Woven, Spicy Miss, who gets a really nice run, probably just in behind the speed on the fence, and Pembury, who's also drawn really wide. There's a very high-quality filly, but I think Closer to Free is the one to beat, and certainly if you're taking trifecta's first wars or chucking horses in your quarter, you want horses like War Woven, Spicy Miss and Pembury, who are all really genuine winning chances, and what's a pretty wide-open Golden Slipper this year.
It was meant to dump down this week in Sydney. It hasn't quite done that. So has that stuffed you? Because you've done all this, all these contingencies basically for every kind of track rating there is, and it's created your work sixfold because there's varying degrees of the heavy track. So is this playing games with your mind?
Well, yeah. Look, wet tracks are always quite iffy, and for most sort of successful pro punters, you either like a good track or you like a really wet heavy track. It's those ones in between, those sort of soft 6s, soft 7s, they're actually when it's really tough, and that may well be what it is at Rose Hill. But what's interesting on this day, quite consistently, is even when it's wet, you still want to be on the fence. So that's the statistic I gave you about the Golden Slipper winners. There's been 9 wet track slippers in that time, and they were all won by horses who were on the fence. So even when it's wet, it's still the same sort of rule in that regard. But certainly when it comes to wet track form, these 2-year-olds, most of the horses have only had between 2 and 5 career starts, and very few of them in this group have had any wet tracks because it's been pretty dry both in Melbourne and Sydney. So it does throw a spanner in the works, but you still ultimately want to be finding the best quality 2-year-olds and the ones that aren't going to be caught too wide in the run.
Sounds like a really smart investment to make. A stack of unproven form in with wide barriers and the possibility of a wet track over 1,200 metres where they really can't sort themselves out. Can't wait to unload on it. Yeah, fantastic. Hey, I actually like Stretton Ruler. I just loved its win a couple of starts ago at Rose Hill, and on the assumption that Philip Stokes maybe eased off it for a week or two, gave it another run, and then is going to peak again. But we'll wait and see if a 2-year-old can peak twice in the same preparation. But, mate, it's a great day of racing. James McDonald's looking to break the all-time Australian record of Damien Oliver, 129 Group 1s. He probably does it because he's got 5 opportunities, but he probably does it in the first 2 because he's got Aliana odds on pop in the Round Vet Stakes. in 2 of the first 3. And then he's got Autumn Glow, probably the best horse in the country going around. Can either of those get beaten for J-Mac?
Oh, look, tough. I think Aliana will beat Delius. It's got the, that bit of additional fitness being third up compared to Sir Delius second up, and it beat it last time. I think this is Aliana's chance after having to run into Via Sistina and Autumn Glow in recent times to get her Group 1, second Group 1 of her career. So I think he'll win the first Group 1 on Aliana. I actually think he'll win on Autumn Boy in the next race in the Rosehill Guineas. I think it'll run past Observer in the straight, and then like Autumn Glow, she's a superstar. We actually identified her from the trials before her first ever career start, and I said this is a Group 1 filly for sure. She was doing things at the trials that very few horses can do, and she's won 10 from 10, and she's a rock star. And yeah, I think J-Mac will win those first 3 Group 1s and take that record and just keep kicking ahead.
Absolutely. We're with Dean Evans. You can catch his work online on social media at Dean Trial Spy, and also his thanks to Winning Edge Investments. Mate, winner's a winner. Sometimes you're there on a Saturday afternoon and things aren't working out in the main meeting, and then all of a sudden 3 minutes later they jump at Albury or Cessnock or something like that, and, they still pay the same currency. So you're going to take us around the place here. You've got something for us at Eagle Farm, Mortfordville, and if we want to get involved to start on the weekend, one at Albury today. Go for it.
Yeah, look, there's a really interesting filly running at Eagle Farm, race 1, number 8, Night Market. We were talking about Pembury a bit earlier in the Golden Slipper. Well, this horse had her first trial as a 2-year-old on the same day that Pembury trialled, and ran about 1.8 lengths faster than Pembury in that trial under a hold, looking very similar. Same trainer, same jockey on that day. It had a debut run at Eagle Farm, just went too quick in front, but I think going to be really suited here. Night Market, sort of on the smart odds comparison website, about $3.60 at the moment, Night Market. So
Number
I think
8.
she looks a really good bet at Eagle Farm.
That's one.
Then Morphettville race 1, race 2, number 5, Miss Slipstreams, the horse, again, that we backed out of the trials. She was first up of a 10-month break and won by 2.6 lengths first up, and then won by 0.6 lengths second up. Just maps to get a perfect run again here, trailing on the fence, and should be very, very hard to beat at Morphettville there, number 5, Miss Slipstream. And at Albury, race 7, number 2, Plymouth. This is a handy star. Comes into this race third up from barrier 4, Luke Curry to ride. Just maps to get a really nice run, 6-1 off the fence. The third up 2 preps are going around a peak run, was only beaten 1.5 lengths in the Group 1 Rosehill Guineas, and then third up last prep again, excelled winning a Benalla Cup. Just really profiles to peak third up here over the 2,000 metres. Perfect map, and just looks a really great each way play at around $4.80 and $1.90 a place, Plymouth each way all day.
Albury Cup as well, Albury Gold Cup. So I don't know how they rip in down there, but if it's anything like the Geelong Cup, which is easily the closest thing I've seen to humans acting like they actually belong in a zoo, well, hopefully they have a good day down there at Albury on the border.
I'm sure they will.
They will. Dean Evans, appreciate it, mate. Good luck to you, good luck to us, and we'll have you back next week, especially if you get 5 for 5 there.
Sounds good. Let's nail them.
Good stuff. Dean Evans joining us there. WinningEdgeInvestments.com. Tips, ratings and betting education for racing and sports. And
at Winning Edge Investments, our team of highly skilled expert analysts and full-time professional punters review the data, crunch the figures, assess the best betting opportunities, and deliver them to your phone via our app and your email inbox in real time so you profit. Go to www.winningedgeinvestments.com. Look at our membership options, make your choice, and enter the promo code PODCAST to receive a special 25% discount on your first membership just for listening. That's PODCAST in capital letters for a 25% ongoing discount on your first membership. Treat your betting like a business and invest intelligently with Winning Edge Investments.